foundation of our republic. We want to educate, encourage, enable the power. We stand for integrity, honesty, self-reliance, self-defense, and most importantly, no compromise on our foundational principles. This is America's Voice Now.
Find America's Voice Now on Facebook and at AmericasVoiceNow.org. Here's Michael Evans.
Good morning, America. You're listening to America's Voice Now. My name is Michael Evans. I'm your host this morning. Appreciate you joining with us. Thank you very much for spending your morning with America's Voice Now. You know, we've got a number of things we're going to run over today. First and foremost, I'm going to give you folks an update on our show and where we're at. A couple of new things that have changed and very, very positive things that are happening. So I want to bring you up to speed on that. Our second segment this morning will cover the Ministry of Propaganda errors and how they were uncorrected by a significant portion of the mainstream media relating to the Navy shooter and the use of an AR-15 involved in that massacre. You know, we are living in a time, and I've promoted this and talked about this repeatedly, but we are now at a position where our Ministry of Propaganda has been unleashed on America. And I say that because what we now have is a standard policy in the United States. I've been warning you for months that the legal ban on propaganda has been lifted on allowing the unlimited use of propaganda on the American people. Now, this was a law that was passed back in 1947 that limited the use of propaganda on American citizens, and it's been lifted. And so astute observers will see the results as we move forward in time. As you see stories coming out in the Ministry of Propaganda and the mainstream media, as time goes on, only the most critically thinking patriots will be able to discern truth from fiction. And what I'm here to tell you is that you've been warned about this, and so it's time for you to begin making and recording your observations so that you are fully aware when you are being played, when you are being lied to, when you are being misled. You know, as the days tick by, you're going to see less and less and less exposure of one Ministry of Propaganda member by other MOP members. I call them MOP as an abbreviation. So only the citizen journalists who are out there shining the light on these types of blatant abuses of power will be the differentiating factor. And so that is the reason, people, that I've been telling you that Feinstein, Schumer, and all these others are so desperate to pass a media shield law, because it's going to provide cover for their partners in the MOP from being exposed by the citizen journalists out there. If they can limit citizen journalism, then they can limit who can expose the Ministry of Propaganda. I promise you, and mark my words right here, right now, you will see this come to pass. All right, our third segment is we're going to talk about the state of the economy. There's a number of things that are happening, including we're about to run out of money in October. We're already well out of money, and we're going to touch on that about how the Treasury Department has been keeping us under a $25 million under the legal limit since May. But more importantly, we're going to talk about what's going to happen in this upcoming budget session as these people in the Congress work and finagle and play their little political games to make sure that all their pet projects are covered, and yet the absolute necessities of the nation are not met. And then our final and last segment is going to be about food extremism. If you're not aware of it, there has been a recent report issued by the Pentagon, which states that the Department of Defense is calling those people who want to grow their own food extremists. I kid you not. This is the absolute truth, folks. If you are a farmer, if you grow your own food, if you are a person who believes in self-reliance, if you're a person who believes in being responsible, then you're an extremist, according to the Department of Defense. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in our fourth segment. Stick with us. This is going to be an exciting show. We've got a lot to cover this morning, and so I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to hear all of our program. If for some reason you've got to leave, every one of these episodes will be posted up on our YouTube channel, and you're certainly welcome to visit there. You can find us on the web at AmericasVoiceNow.org. That's AmericasVoiceNow.org. You can also find our website or our Facebook page at facebook.com/AmericasVoiceNow. Our third and final location is on the YouTube channel that we have, where we put up every broadcast that we do in live video, and you can see those. We stream our shows daily on our website, AmericasVoiceNow.org. So you can go over there and you can capture our show streaming live 8 to 10 Central Time every day by simply clicking on the play button, and in between segments you just hit the play button again, and we come right back on. So you can find our YouTube channel at youtube.com/AmericasVoiceNow. Now, there's also 2 telephone lines that you can dial into, and these are our listen lines where you can actually catch the show at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Those 2 telephone numbers are area code 712-432-5339 and 213-992-4323. I'm going to give those to you again. Get your pen and paper today, because we're going to give some information out that you're going to need. Again, those 2 telephone numbers are area code 712-432-5339 and 213-992-4323. Again, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily, you can dial into those telephone numbers, and you can hear the entire show broadcast. Now, please make sure that you also find us on a Roku channel. You can find us by looking for Liberty News Radio. And we are broadcast on the Liberty News Radio program and Liberty Roundtable. There are a couple of different ways that you can get to us there. You can go to libertynewsradio.com, and there's an entire channel, or there's an entire page there that shows you when we're on and how you can click on and listen live with all kinds of information. Liberty Roundtable is the website that is put on by our syndicator, and we are broadcast on about some eight or nine different stations around the country. And Liberty Roundtable is a syndicator that does only Patriot Radio, and so there's a great opportunity for you to get to meet those folks. There's a gentleman there by the name of Sam that you want to meet. He's a great guy. He's got his own radio program, and I encourage you to go there. There is a Roku channel as well called Liberty Roundtable and Liberty News Radio. You can find those on Roku, and make sure that you have an opportunity to catch us live or podcasted. Also, there's a website called GiveMeLiberty.com, and that is an opportunity for you to participate in the Liberty Fund. Now, this program works kind of unusually in the sense that basically, if you go to the GiveMeLibertyFund.com, that's GiveMeLibertyFund.com, you can sign up there, and it costs you about $30 a month. That's less than $1 a day, and you essentially will get discounts from other members who are also participating in the Give Me Liberty Fund, and they use all of the money that's generated to actually support and pay for things where, and it's a grant. It's not a loan program, but it's a grant to individuals who need funding for, publishing a book, getting a radio program on the air, all kinds of things, travel costs to go and speak at a different event, all kinds of different information. It's 100% open and visible to everyone who listens and everyone who is interested or participating in the program. You get to see where every dollar is spent, and there is no money, there's no salaries associated with it. 100% of all the money donated or generated by the Give Me Liberty Fund actually goes to promote liberty projects. And so think about it. 1 million 1 million members would create $30 million a month. Imagine what we could do with that. So I encourage you to join GiveMeLibertyFund.com. And join up, sign up, and make sure that when you do that, in the notes section, you specify that you heard about the program on America's Voice Now. Okay, a couple of things we want to talk about. One, we've just signed on with a brand new station that is KUNQ. That's 99.3, and that is broadcasting out of Houston, Missouri. We will start broadcasting on Monday, and our program will run Monday through Friday, and it's going to run from 10 o'clock till midnight. during those hours. Now, this is normally a country western station during the day, and they have an unusual and cool project which they're doing, which is essentially to turn evenings into and nighttime their programming into political talk radio. And so there's a great ally there and a great alliance between patriots and cowboys. And listen, let me tell you something. Some of our best and most stalwart patriots are listeners of country music, and we strongly encourage and we're really motivated by the way that and the unique way that they're doing this. So if you have an opportunity to, you can listen to us live on KUNQ. That's 99.3 on the FM dial. And the broadcast range for that is absolutely huge. It is a 35,000 watt station, so it's a massive station. And they have their antennas way up in the air. You will be amazed by the absolute awesome coverage that you'll get from 99.3. It's going to be in the southern Missouri area, of course, so if you're listening to us on another terrestrial broadcast station, you won't be able to pick it up if you're outside of that geographic footprint. But there's certainly plenty of ways for you to catch America's Voice Now. So we want to make sure that you're participating with us and working with us and helping us to achieve our goal of restoring the United States of America to a constitutional republic. And you can help us, and you can help yourself, and you can help your nation every single day. You know, I hear from folks all the time about, by the way, before I get too far down the road, there is another method that you can listen to our program on, and that is on Shoutcast. You can go to Shoutcast and Spreecast, and you can actually catch our show there. If you look for political radio and then you type in America's Voice Now or Liberty News Radio, you'll be able to find us. They offer you 51,874 free internet radio stations. And so there's lots of opportunity for you to listen. There's a Winamp application for Android and a Winamp app or an iPhone application for Shoutcast. And make sure that you are participating with us there. I'm going to have links up on our radios, on our website and on our Facebook page about where you can download Android and iPhone applications where you can listen to America's Voice. And what we're going to try to do is focus it so that when you pop that application open, it will automatically take you either to an existing live program for AVN or a podcast. So stick with us. We've got some great things planned for you. We should be broadcasting out of our brand new radio program, studio and our video studio probably towards the first of the month. Essentially, what we've done is we've collaborated with another studio to get together and enable us to not only have a radio studio where we can have a green screen behind us and be broadcasting not only live audio but also live video, but in addition to that, we're also enabling our listeners to and our other radio hosts that we work with to work on a brand new project which we're putting together for Patriot Television News. Now, what this program entails is pretty simple. The goal is to have a group of radio hosts on our program who are all either involved in the self-reliance, self-sufficiency movement. They are involved in food and health. They are involved in politics. They are involved in America, family, God, country. This is all we're interested in. We don't care about what Beyonce's doing and what concert she's playing. We couldn't care less about what the Kim Kardashian crowd is up to. We're steering clear of the low information voter, and we are looking for only hardcore political information and news. And the role of this project is essentially to do this. It is to give us an opportunity to bring ourselves into a position where we are being informed and educated, and we are being motivated and activated to take action on specific projects, issues, and things that we can do as individuals to dramatically change the nature of where our country is headed. We all know that we're looking at some terrifying prospects as we move forward into 2014. We know that the country is at a position of virtually fiscal collapse. We know that Obamacare is kicking in on the first of the year, and you'll have to register by October. We do know that that is a massive surveillance and data collection scheme that is going to build dossiers on Americans, and we want to expose this to America. One of the best ways that we can accomplish that is through video and through a television news channel that will be available to virtually anyone on the internet. There won't be any registration or subscription nonsense. We may at some point have some kind of a premium program where you'll be able to watch backstage and behind-the-scenes issues and stuff like that. But the goal is for anybody and everybody to be able to log on and watch a live news broadcast, commentary programs. Essentially what we want to do is create a news channel that is what, let's say Fox News could have, should have, and would have been had they not capitulated to become part of the Ministry of Propaganda. You know, I watched Bill O'Reilly last night, and, you know, I did an expose a couple days ago about the fact that 2,837 illegal immigrant sex offenders who have been already convicted of crime have been released back into the United States of America because their host countries don't want them, and the Supreme Court has said that you can't hold an illegal alien more than 6 months. And yet these folks aren't being prosecuted for their sex crimes. They are convicted sex offenders. They're not required to, well, they are required to register, but they don't. And there's no penalty for them not to. Unlike an American citizen who's a sex offender, who's required to register, these people don't even have to. I mean, how unconscionable can you be to allow, to penalize our own citizenry worse than you would penalize an illegal alien for the same exact offense? It's unconscionable. And yet they have released 2,837 sex offenders into the population of the United States of America to reave and rape and pillage this nation without any kind of restriction. Now, you know, I talked about that and I did a program on it extensively. And yet Bill O'Reilly did a thing on it the other day, Is It Legal segment, and he spent a grand total, folks, of about 3 minutes on it. Now, come on. Are you trying to tell me that that's all that program and all of this program and this news warrants is a 3-minute segment in the middle of an hour program? I mean, that should have been an expose that lasted for his entire 1-hour program. Not only breaking the news, but then talking to professionals and experts about how we solve it, what we can do as grassroots activist citizens to bring that thing back into the fold of legality and the rule of law. But guess what? He gave it 3 minutes. And he had 2 girls commenting on it who sat there and tittered and twittered and blah, 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 blah. And then that was it. So he can say, well, I did my best, I notified America. But he didn't offer any solutions. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the difference between what America's Voice Now and Patriot News TV and all the rest of these programs are going to do. We give you solutions and methodologies to actually fight back. It's not enough that you know what's going on. It's that we give you a channel and a direction and a focus to take to become a grassroots activist. That is the goal. It's not enough that you sit and know about this and sit on your couch gnashing your teeth while you're watching the evening news. Because just knowing there's a problem doesn't give you a solution. And I get it. America is overwhelmed. We don't know what to do next. Because the torrent of tyranny that's pouring into us every single day is so pervasive, so broad, so wide, so deep, we don't know what to do. We are left here literally stunned every single day. We don't know what to do next. We don't even know how to fight back. It's like the enemy is attacking us on every side, and we have a rifle that only fires in one direction. And we're standing here, and there's no one that's got our back. So our goal is to change the paradigm. Our goal is to fix it. Our goal is to say, we're going to show you how you can play an active role. You know, I put up on our Facebook page today a link from a girl. Now, this is a listener, a longtime listener of America's Voice Now. And her name is Mary. And she sent up to us, and I posted it on Facebook so that everybody could see it, a little picture of her out there signing up people for as an activist for a petition that she had put together. And what I wrote on there is, first of all, she had me walking on the left, getting signs or signatures on a petition Sunday at a city event to try and stop corrupt local politicians and reverse their yes vote so that it can be put up on the ballot for the citizens to vote on. 400 signatures, just that easy. Boy, was it hot. Now, she's standing there at a table, and she's getting signatures from citizens, and she's making sure that she's doing her part. And my comment on that was, look at Mary here. She said to herself, I'm only one person. What can I do? She then got 400 other only one persons to do their part, and they all signed this petition. Many of our most prolific writers, speakers, activists, educators, leaders, and grassroots activists never held a single day in office, folks. Not in their lives. Some of our most influential leaders who have led the charge of grassroots activism in the United States of America have never spent a day in office. It's not about running for office. It's about doing your part to influence, educate, and inform others around you in your circle of influence. Sometimes you have to get motivated and reach outside yourself to find out where your circle of influence includes. Sometimes that means putting up a table literally on the sidewalk, like Mary, and getting people to sign a petition. Is that too much to ask? Is it too much to ask that you spend a Saturday on the courthouse square or sitting on a sidewalk somewhere in front of a public building and saying, folks, would you be willing to sign a petition that will force our city council or our governor or our state or our whatever to do the following? Is that too much to ask? Is that too much for you as a grassroots activist to do? I don't think so. Because you see, some of the most influential characters we've ever had who have made a difference in our nation, they took their message not to a pulpit up in a capitol somewhere. They took their message to the streets. They took it to the churches. They took it to the places where they work. They took it to the schools. They took it to the parks. And they took to it on the pages of America's editorials, websites, and books and magazines and newspapers. They were the activists who said, I can make a difference by speaking out, educating and informing others, motivating and activating them to assist me in what I know to be the right goal. And I will prove to them that my goal is a righteous and true goal, where truth is the foundational basis for this. And education and information is the way that you get America's low information voters to start, one, recognizing and taking action, but two, also getting them to be allied to your side. You know, we all complain about how many low information voters are out there. Well, guess what? It's your job to educate them. How many of you out there who say, I know I'm only one person, can sit there and make changes by saying, yes, I know I'm only one person, but I'm going to make a difference today. And I'm going to act and I'm going to take the action necessary to make my one person look like 400 or 4,000 or 400,000, maybe 4 million. That's the goal of America's Voice Now. That's why you watch. That's why you listen. That's why we need your help and support. That's our goal. Thanks for listening with us. Stick with us. We're going to take a break. When we return from this break, we're going to give an opportunity to you folks to hear about the Ministry of Propaganda, the errors that remain uncorrected about what transpired in this Navy shooting, how they all jumped to conclusions and gave us a bunch of lies and then have never retracted them. And you're going to start seeing as time goes on that now that the propaganda rules have been lifted, you're going to see it's harder and harder and harder to discern truth from fiction. We want to put on our critical thinking hats and make sure that we're watching and listening and learning today. Stick with us through this break. We'll be back in just a moment. When we return, just hit click the Play Now button on our website. You'll catch us